Welcome back to the Testosterone Tales, episode number 12 with myself and James. James, given that this is the Testosterone Tales, I feel like we should open up with everyone's favorite subject.
Anabolic steroids.
Correct. So, where are you at the moment, mate? What is your cycle and what is the goal and the purpose?
At the moment, I am using testosterone enanthate at 500 milligrams a week, and I'm splitting that into 3 small weekly injections. I'm also doing 500 milligrams of Primobolan enanthate, and I'm splitting that into 3 weekly injections.
For the viewers who may or may not know, why are you splitting the dosage?
I just think you get better delivery of the hormones. If you remember, all drugs have a half-life. So if you were to take all of your weekly dose at the beginning of the week, you're going to see a big peak like this, and then you're going to see a big trough. And with such comes managing potential side effects. Like for testosterone, for example, you'd see a big surge in estrogen and a big drop. So then you'd need to start using estrogen management. It affects water retention, all the rest of it, which also brings me on to the point of more is not better. The more of these compounds you use, the more of the drugs you use, you're having to mitigate side effects. So it's always best to use the least amount possible to get the best possible outcome. So I'm doing 500 tests, 400 Primo, which I've only just begun. I've actually had 2 months off cycle. And during that time, I was on 300 milligrams testosterone. So more than TRT, but not much of a cycle, a very, very baby amount in terms of bodybuilding.
That's what we like to call a sports TRT, isn't it? Sports TRT, yeah. 300 milligrams a week is sports TRT for bodybuilders. Typically that's done in like a cruise phase. So just to give a bit of timeline, so obviously I coach James. So the timeline was James was pushing up food, pushing up cycle. He was at his highest cycle point by early May, wasn't it, before you went on holiday? Yeah. And then you went on holiday and we decided that
I peaked at 123 kilos.
Yep.
And then I went on holiday. It was a complete chill week. That was like the beginning of me having a week off. And then from that point there, I then went into a dieting setting to lose body fat, but also coinciding with a health phase. So I actually came off all the drugs, bringing myself down. 8 weeks later, then got my blood work done.
Yep, exactly that. And again, I feel like a lot of people would know, but some people may not. You don't want to be blasting year round, right? So the idea is to sort of have peaks and troughs. So your cycle, ramps up and then comes off. Ramps up, comes off.
The reason why you can't blast year around it, but the same analogy is having your foot to the floor in a car. Yeah. Like you can't just sit at 8,000 revs. Like things will start to go wrong.
Correct.
So the human body is no different. We have periods of time where you can push and periods of time where you need to pull back. And that is responsible use. That is the way to do it as safe as possible. Safe being mitigating as much risk as possible.
Yeah. And I think as well, your blood work was some of the best it had been. I don't want to say ever, but because, obviously I don't know your full history, but.
In a long time. I've always had liver issues. My liver ALT was always like well over 100, 150. It's been to over 200 before. This time it's 43, which is the lowest it's ever been, which is actually green, which for me was like a massive personal win. But it also coincides with I've got way more energy, skin's way better, I sleep better, my digestion's better. So better liver health, better liver function. It's no surprise that I feel better in myself. And this is why, I think personally, a healthy body is a responsive body.
Yes.
And the goal of what we're doing is we're always trying to push ourselves to get the most amount possible, but you can push too far, drive yourself into an unhealthy state, and an unhealthy body will not respond well. You won't digest food. You will not recover. You will not sleep. And again, it's underpinning the things that actually drive progress forwards. If you can't do those things, if you're not healthy, how can you build a body?
We're thinking about your cycle, and progression is always based on your blood work and the results, right? And your testosterone was pretty high in your free test, was pretty high, even on the 300.
Yeah.
So the James of old would have just pushed regardless.
100%.
And
it was like 600, 700, 800 milligrams, and it would have been unnecessary.
But it's just because, isn't it? Like, you're almost like, that's what I think I should do. Because I'm a large guy and I'm experienced. I should do that.
Yeah.
When actually you should do what's right.
You should base it off of blood work.
Exactly.
Rather than guessing.
More isn't better, better is better, you know, and it's just about being smart with that. And, your feedback, both in terms of like the actual chemistry, but also your verbal feedback has been amazing.
Yeah.
So long may that continue. So
100%.
man, it's a great spot. Competing won't be until next year. So we're just, going through the phases now. So that's it, man. Can't wait, by the way. Can't wait.
What about you? Where are you at?
Yeah. So I'm only on 300. So same as you. So from my show, which was May as well, I just came onto 300, so TRT. And I was going to go back on again, but I have chose not to because I'm not going to be competing anytime soon. So I just thought to myself, look, let's just see how this goes because I feel good. I don't want to push for the sake of it. I feel like I've been pushing for years and years and years. And I just think, I don't know. I don't want to do a push-up phase. And it coincided with me booking a holiday.
I think we just need to highlight a point with that, mate. That's like, for me, and this is for what like a lot of the lads and viewers, or females as well, that the level you're at the moment and your ultimate goal is you're looking to always be better. And obviously, you know, you're in the top of your peak years of bodybuilding. The fact that you've still chosen in yourself to go, no, actually, I'm not going to push. I'm not going to push. Whereas the mentality at most men, where you are at, would be push, 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 push. I've got no, like, it's understanding that actually pulling back is part of progress.
Yeah.
You need to create that slingshot effect.
Oh, I love that analogy. Yeah, it's not a back step, it's a side step. And it's just, as you say, I cannot agree more with the statement as well of a healthy body, a responsive body. Your body is going to be fighting against you. And if you're, an overused word, but if you're toxic on the inside, how can you expect it to do it what it wants, what you want it to? So yeah, and also I get stronger. I look better. Yeah. It's not that I'm one of those people, and I think we actually don't agree. We don't see eye to eye on this. I'm one of those people that thinks that actually their steroids are overplayed. I have had some of my best ever looks on less gear. I get stronger. I look better. I feel better. I'm just not I'm not in the camp of wanting to use loads of steroids. I'm not.
And knowing you, I would agree that works extremely well for you.
You think I'm some genetic anomaly?
I think you know you are.
I don't think I am. I promise you, I'm not just saying this. You the other day said
you're a genetic freak.
You said I'm a genetic.
You're genetic elite when it comes to strength, especially. When it comes to strength, especially, I do. Wow, I do think, but I also champion the idea that the PDs and anabolic steroids they do enhance you. Absolutely, they make a massive difference, but not as much. I wouldn't say massive. Probably for me, 20 to 30% in that range.
You reckon it makes you that much better?
Yeah. Whereas. Yeah, my capacity to, but I can only do it in short windows. Again, if I do it too long, I take too much. In the past, I would have to pull back because I don't feel well.
Okay, hold on. On that note, I know you've just thrown 20 and 30% the numbers out there. You haven't been precise. You're not saying it is exactly this, but how do you quantify that? Because you've never done it without.
Well, I mean, I have done it recently.
True, but how do you know that had you not done those things, you wouldn't have been really good anyway?
Yeah.
So that's my argument. Yeah. My argument is I've literally done both.
Yeah.
And whether people believe me or not, legitimately some of my best ever looks are on less.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
The takeaway point from this discussion is that on the whole, healthier body is more responsive.
Yes.
So it's finding that balance. Now, everyone is slightly different, but on the whole, I think people are using too much.
Yep.
I see other coaches pushing their clients way too hard on the drug front. And I think we're going to see big problems. Not right now, but in the next few years. I think we're going to be picking up the pieces of a lot of lads that used to be like me, but worse because they started younger and the more aggressive approaches. Like the things that I thought were a lot back then, like now that's kind of almost standard.
Yeah.
People taking Trembolone on the first cycle and stuff.
I mean, I come across guys there. I actually got a guy once, he came to me probably in like 2021, a long time ago now. And he came to me and he told me on our first initial consult, and he was like, I'm using he said, I'm using 4 mil of testosterone. When people say mil instead of milligram, it's really annoying.
That's like saying I take 4 ibuprofen. Well, how many milligrams?
Yeah. How big are they? How big are they? Exactly. Yeah. So the difference between milliliter and milligram is something people need to know, firstly. But anyway, he took a photo of what it was he was using.
Test 400.
Test 400.
Yeah.
So he was using 1.6 grams a week.
Which is insane.
And honestly, James, he looked just like a bloke. It's not like he was a big guy. It's not like he was a trained. He was just a bloke. Yeah. You couldn't even tell he goes to the gym, let alone use steroids.
For context, for those that don't fully grasp the kind of, or quantify the amount that person is taking, is most men who are using TRT will probably fall in a normal green range between 100 milligrams and 200 milligrams per week. He was taking
1,600.
1,600. Like, that's ridiculous. And he looked and felt like that was his baseline.
Yeah. And he had gyno.
Right.
So
Well, I'm not even surprised. Like he'll have thick blood. He'll have high estrogen. He'll be holding water. He'll be sweating, and also like he's now, because that psychologically that's his baseline. If he takes anything less, he's going to feel worse.
Yeah.
He's taken his baseline so fucking high that anything less than that, he's going to feel like he's going backwards, which you're then having to pick up the pieces for, which is an absolute nightmare to cope.
Yeah, and it took time, but he did get better. You know, I gave him sensible doses that were relative to him. And over time, he got better. But you're right, it can screw up. If you do that for too long, it can really screw you up because, as you say, now your baseline is here. Yeah. Now this is what you think normal is.
I've been there.
It's just
I've been there.
And this is my statement now to you. Okay, we are going to get you on stage. You're going to be better than you've ever been before. Yeah. And it's going to be on less gear, and it is going to be a massive mic drop moment.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And we'll show you.
Yeah. I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so just to go back, so one of the reasons why I decided not to push as well was that I booked a holiday. So I'm going to Turkey for 10 days in 9 days. Nice. Not that I'm counting the hours, but yeah, I cannot wait, mate. And it got me thinking, and I thought maybe you come across this as well. Mm-hmm. When you have clients go on holiday, because they do, you know, we're in peak holiday season right now. Mm-hmm. They'll always tell you, James, don't worry, I'm going to be training when I'm out there. I'm going to be training, as if that's the thing that's going to fuck them up. Mm-hmm. You just said yourself, you went away and you didn't train.
Yeah, so
I've done you the world of good, right?
I took a week off.
Yeah,
like bear in mind, this is our life. This is what we do.
Yeah. At your level,
100%. Yep. 51 weeks of the year, I live and breathe training, the gym, all the rest of it. So if I'm going to go on holiday, it's not just a physical reset, it's a mental reset. And I also think that if you're going away on holiday, me personally, it's not just if you're going on your own, if you're going with your family, they also need a break from you. They need to see you relax as well. So I had time off my phone. I wasn't really working much. I set all my clients up so they kind of knew what they were doing whilst I was away. I deliberately did not train once. There was a gym at the hotel and it was a really nice gym. I'd walked past it, I looked in there, saw a few of the machines. I was like, it's a really nice gym that. Didn't go in there once all week. I think the issue that a lot of clients have is, and I mean, if I can do that, you guys can probably do that too. And if you're if you feel you need to go away and train because it mentally makes you feel better, getting your endorphins, getting a pump, and you feel it sets up your day better, then absolutely go and do that. But I've never known anyone go away on holiday and set any new personal bests or records whilst they're away on holiday. You're not going to have the same setup. You're not going to have the same like routine where unless you're staying at some kind of hotel that's literally geared as like a training holiday, like a retreat. But it's not. In most instances, you're just going to go away with your missus or your family. So go away on holiday and actually be off.
Yeah, I think as well.
That's me personally.
No, and mate, I really agree. And I think if you want to make your own life and your own dieting, you know, your future to be better, I think your partner and your family need to be on board. 100%. And it, you know, take away your own selfish desire to train just for a moment and just be present with them. Yeah. I think that's important. And I think if they can see that you've now put in effort towards them, that's then going to come back on you anyway.
There's that. And the other thing for me personally is that me taking that week off when I'm now looking forward to going home. Yeah. By the end of a holiday, I'm actually like, I can't wait to go to the gym and train. That excitement, that fire is building day by day by day. And I know when I go back and my joints are all going to be fresh, my mindset's going to be fresh, I'm ready to hit it hard. Yeah. Rather than kind of burning out whilst I'm supposed to be relaxing and resting. Yeah. And then going back home and being like, oh, it's Groundhog Day again. Here we go. Yeah, definitely. Little mental respite, physical respite. But I think, you know, the thing that gets me about this is that clients are like, don't worry, I'm going to train. I'm like, yeah, but what about the fucking 18 desserts that you have every single day? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not the thing. And what do British people do when they go to an all-inclusive? They drink themselves under the table. And great, good for you. Good for you. But don't make out that this is going to be, you know, I've got the gym done because, oh, well, I still went and did arms on Thursday. I got a 45-minute pump in a hotel gym with 20-kilo dumbbells. But, you know, from 11 o'clock, I was drinking and eating ice cream. Yeah. Like, it's not the gym that's the problem. It's what you're doing whilst you're out there. I think the idea of, like, I'll still be on it on holiday. I think, personally, and I think you agree as well, drop that attitude. Just go and enjoy. You probably work hard. Yeah. You probably paid a lot of money for your holiday. Yeah. Go and enjoy it. Do the thing. But you know, you brought up something as well though. If you want to do it because you enjoy it and your missus is on board or your partner, whatever, cool. But just be present. You paid a lot of money for that holiday. Work hard, play hard. Exactly that, mate. Work hard, play hard. And you know what? Understand. For me, it's knowing when to switch it on. And when to switch it off. Yeah, yeah. Being able to switch off is just as important as being able to switch it on. Correct. And I think one of the reasons why I personally haven't ever felt burnout
and I've been doing this a fucking long time.
Is knowing when to switch off.
Yeah, and actually this takes me to my next point, mate. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went to a family barbecue. So a load of people I hadn't seen for a while.
Yeah.
You know, these are always interesting, aren't they? Because you always get the people going, me, about like your diet. Like they think you're weird because you're not eating a load of shit, right?
Every family do, I get this.
So here's what they said. They said, so you got on a holiday? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, so what are you going to do about the food? And I was like, eat it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but I'm like, fucking eat. And they're like, yeah, but you don't eat all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but again, there's this like preconceived idea that we're just boring cunts 24/7. Look, I am pretty boring, but not all the time. Like I do have an ability to be. We said this on a previous episode. You're still James, I'm still Ryan. We're not just bodybuilders who are like, I must do this, I must do that. It's like, no, I've still got a fucking personality.
Yeah.
When I go abroad, I might even have a couple of cigarettes, a couple of cocktails, and I'll eat the fuck out of that dessert.
And I'll
eat the fuck out of it, mate.
I love watching people lose their minds when I do normal things, and they're like, or you're walking down a boulevard and there's people walking past you, you've got an ice cream in your hand and they just don't understand how do you look like that and you're doing that. And I'm like, because I understand balance.
Because you've seen a snapshot of me. You've seen me for 10 seconds and you think this is what I do. Like
I'll be in the gym, like I've just done my post-workout and I'll be eating Rice Krispie bars or a muffin. Post-workout with a protein shake and people are like, what are you doing? You're eating muffins and Rice Krispie bars. I'm like, yeah, you've just caught me at that snapshot of my day. But if you look at my entire day and what I do, like it's vastly different to what you're doing.
And also how hard you train.
Absolutely,
and also how many years you've been doing it.
Yeah.
And they're just taking one detail and thinking that they've got it all figured out, you know? And it's like, So anyway, it was weird to me, like this, you know, the conversation was my auntie and she was like really confused. What, you're gonna like, you know? And I was like, yeah, of course I fucking am.
Yeah.
It's an expensive holiday. I'm gonna let loose.
Yeah.
I am gonna, like, there's no holds barred, mate. It just means I'll enjoy myself. I will enjoy myself. So enjoying myself doesn't involve binging constantly. That's not how I enjoy myself.
No.
I do let loose.
You need to relax.
I do let loose.
You need to enjoy yourself.
Exactly, mate.
And like, you need to come back and looking forward to coming back as well. You're going to come back fully recharged, fully rested, and it's within 1 week, all your lifts will be reset. Your routine will be back on track, and that's going to carry you then for probably the next 3 or 4 months.
I'd like to say that I'll come back injury free, but that's definitely not the case. I feel like just fucking nonstop. But yeah, and do you know what? Do you get this as well? I end up like craving vegetables. Like if I've eaten a load of shit food, I actually want like green veg. Not on its own, fucking on its own. I'm not a psycho, but like I want like a chicken rice veg meal. I crave that if I've been eating shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Like I'd make sure every single meal I ate whilst I was away had protein in it, and I wasn't binging, and I wasn't filling my boots. I wasn't there at Terminal 2 at the airport as soon as I get to the airport, there's a drink in my hand, and I'm having a fry up, and I'm having a burger, and I'm doing this, and like I think if you've got to that point, you're in denial. You've been so strict. As soon as you get to the airport, it's like all rules are off. Full binge mode. Yeah. Like
I would argue, are you really into it if you're so gagging to go off?
It's a masquerade, isn't it? You're putting on a front. Like I'll go in, I'll have the ice cream, I'll have a nice dessert. We're staying in a nice hotel, it's all inclusive, whatever. Like go and eat the foods, go and drink the drinks. Absolutely. Like I was drinking Johnny Walker whiskey. I absolutely loved it. I was eating some really nice food out there. Like I was eating seafood, steak, everything. I wasn't binging, just on holiday. Like you're going to binge to the point where you feel absolutely vile and disgusting. Like, and then how are you going to feel when you walk out onto the poolside the next morning? Bloated belly, when you've just dieted for 12 weeks.
Shitting yourself to fucking...
Yeah, like, what's that about?
It's a bit like when people get blind drunk. Like what your desire was to get so drunk that you can't even stand. Yeah. That's a bizarre mindset. So yeah, I think to myself...
I think that's because that boils down to that person is just numbing themselves because they're so unhappy prior to going on holiday.
That's kind of what I was about to say, man. It's like the moment you get to the airport...
medication.
The moment you get to the airport, all bets are off. Yeah. Like, then do you really love what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Like, I speak for you.
If you're doing that,
we love what we do, so it doesn't feel...
If you're getting to the airport, then you have to do that. Or alternatively, if you're getting to the weekend and you have to absolutely drink yourself to the point of being blind drunk or bury your nose in a bag of sniff, are you actually happy in your life?
Yeah.
Are you actually happy in your life? Are you spending Monday to Friday every single week funding 48 hours of getting absolutely destroyed to then relive it and then do that for 20 years? Like, maybe you need to just actually address what's going on in your own life.
Yeah. And do you know what? That's one of the reasons why we started this podcast. One of the reasons why we started this podcast.
Because
we've done it, mate. Yeah. Like,
we've done it. It's like, well, you can't. We've literally done that.
Yeah. So we're not on any high horse right now because we have been of that nature, shall we say. And one of the reasons why you and me bonded the way we did, is, we've got this like colorful past, where we've made the mistakes. But now our mission with this podcast is to pay it forward. Like we've done shit. We can hopefully we can show you that it doesn't have to be that way. And you can actually make a success of things that you love doing after these mistakes.
Yeah.
This isn't a money spinner. We don't make money from these episodes. In fact, they cost us money.
We're losing money doing this.
We're losing money doing this. Yeah. But I just enjoy...
We're losing money and time doing this.
Time and money, but I enjoy spending time with my good pal, and I enjoy... It's like cathartic to talk about this sort of stuff sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
And you know what? The amount of conversations that pop up with other people afterwards, I'm like, hopefully that's gone away and made them think about things. Like if you're someone who is genuinely getting to the weekend and just getting absolutely bladdered, and... the first thing you do when you go out on a night out and have a drink, the first thing that comes into your mind is, now I've had a drink, I need to get a bag in. If you're one of those people and that is you right there in your life right now, then honestly, I hope this resonates with you and you start just thinking about like, why do I need to do this every weekend? Like, what am I hiding from? What am I running from? What am I numbing myself for? And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to, like, it's some superiority thing. I've literally been there and done it, and they were the most miserable years of my life. Yeah. Like, I want you to be getting out in the morning. Like, I love Mondays. Yeah. I love a Monday morning. I love a Friday morning. This is a Sunday right now. We're filming this on a Sunday morning. I've got fucking loads of check-ins to do later on. I'm going boxing with one of my mates. I'm probably going to get my head boxed off, but I literally get, I hope so too. I was not in this position a few years back. And the only reason I'm here now and I'm paying this forward is because I just want you guys to feel like that. Yeah. And like, life's too short.
Do you know what? If you are someone who's in a bit of a rut and and this has resonated, maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, reach out if you want to have a chat, because we are two guys who have been through it. So
literally, I hope you do. Yeah. I hope you do.
I'm going to go into a bit of a lighthearted one now, off the heavy stuff, right? Off the heavy stuff. What is your go-to music when you train? Oh, man. What's your go-to music?
Well, I know what yours is, but I'm a proper, this is like, I don't even care. So from my previous years, I've loved electronic music, right? So I love drum and bass, I love techno, love all that. I also, and I'm not even embarrassed to say this, I absolutely adore classical music.
I fucking get it, right? So what artists do you like?
So like,
composers?
Well, I'll give you the prime example, and all you guys will know is composer Hans Zimmer.
Yes. I agree, mate. The music's amazing.
Like that is incredible. Yeah. Like you watch a film soundtrack, if you play The Dark Knight Rises before you're about to do a heavy set of squats. Hey, oh my God.
No, hold on a minute. No. I think it's beautiful music and it's incredible. But before a set?
Absolutely. I will literally, because it depends what I'm doing and it depends what mood I'm in. But I like to be really calm, really focused, really zoned in. Sometimes it needs to be chaos. It needs to be angry. I need to be fucking come on. Other times, the craziest lifts I've done have been ones where I'm extremely laser focused. Not in my resting heart rate on my whoop will be like, it's not dancing up into the 140s, 150s. So I'm pretty channeled.
So I kind of get that. Just to slightly segue, right? I remember back in Spartan's gym in Southampton, if anyone watches this, right? We used to have a lift leaderboard. Yeah. Okay. And it was squat, bench, deadlift, chin-ups, barbell row. We had everything. Yeah. And blowing my own trumpet right now, I was fucking top of the list of all of them, right? And I was the only one who lifted calm. I was the only one who didn't fucking scream and shout. Everyone else, as soon as the camera went on, headbutting the fucking bar, fucking screaming, shouting.
Blood on forehead.
Yeah, mate. People slapping their back, you know what I mean? Before they go into the squat. And I was the only one. And they're like, do you want to slap or anything? And I'm like,
I get it.
You want to fucking slap.
I get it. But you know what, truthfully, and I'm going to say this. If you're someone who has to do that to get in that state, like I can take myself to that place of darkness and aggression without showing any emotion. Like you can probably channel yourself into a place, but I'm not pissed off or angry when you're picking 300 kilos up off the floor. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. And I think I would argue the chaos of all that noise, all that aggression, the chances of you missing the fucking lift is way higher. And you're going to be frustrated. I think you're blindly asking for an injury as well.
I agree.
I love shooting. You can't fucking, clay pigeon shooting, the more you tense up, the more you're going to miss. As soon as you relax and you're in that flow state, you're going to hit every single target. Yeah. You need to just learn to go into this place where you are calm. Like people in martial arts talk about, they spend their entire lives teaching themselves how to be calm in the moment. And that's when they perform their absolute best.
Boxing, it's not just a slugfest, is it? It's about staying relaxed and playing to the...
Massively.
Yeah.
Massively.
I find it fucking corny. And I hate, do you know, when people would say...
Calmest guy in the room.
When people are like, oh, I need to go to a deep, dark place to do it. And you're like, oh, fucking, number one, calm the fuck down. Number two, for me, it's not about that. It's not that deep. I'm just lifting and I need to make sure I'm focused on that lift.
Yeah.
It's not about, I need to think about something extreme.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just lifting a fucking weight. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand you can channel emotion and use it productively. You've been through a heartbreak. Someone's pissed you off. Someone's upset you. You might as well use that energy, but that energy is going to be there 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 30 sessions.
Oh, yeah.
All the other sessions, you're going to burn yourself out. If you only go to the gym angry and you can only perform when you're angry, then that is going to be a fucking stressful existence.
Yeah, man. You need to be able to generate that force or whatever just from within, as opposed to, I guess, you know, if you draw on experiences, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just need to be in your own thoughts as opposed to, I need a fucking trauma to do it.
You just,
do you know what I mean?
No. And I think, and this brings me onto the subject of like people who train like bodybuilding or, you know, these extreme endeavors, and they're using their mental health to drive it forwards. It's a tough one because I think sometimes you can actually create a bigger problem. I think for a lot of the time, it's a place where it can help you, but I wouldn't be using like mental health as the main driving force of your training. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I see a lot of that at the moment. I see a lot of people going, oh, the gym's my therapy and all the rest of it. And I agree. But I think your therapy should be your therapy. And I think your training, if you want to excel, needs to be that. If they can be both, of course they can.
Yeah, I just think we just talk about mental health so much these days. And it's just fucking it's a bit mad.
Yeah.
I know we all have it. It's like we've all got health, we've all got mental. I get it, we've all got it. But fuck me, the more you talk about something, the more of a thing it becomes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, you manifest that.
Like, I don't know, like, if I'm feeling down, I don't want to keep focusing on the problem. Yeah? And people say, you need to talk about it. Well, we're doing that. And what's society like? We've got an epidemic of fucking depression and anxiety.
Bro,
like,
you and me are like, I'm all about mental health, but the way of dealing with these problems is through action. I think people who are really successful, they experience the problem, the trauma, the thing, whatever. And the people who are the most successful have the shortest amount of time before they take action. The people who it takes them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years to take action are the ones that live in the darkness for so long.
Yeah, you know, when someone's dwelling on it, right?
And I understand, like, fuck me, like, you could have had some crazy trauma in your life. Understand that. But you also have to take ownership that it is no one else's problem. It is your own problem, and you have to resolve that. It's your responsibility to go and find help. It's your responsibility to have therapy if you need it. It's your responsibility to take action. And if you're then putting your negativity out in the world because these things have happened to you, then I don't think that's fair.
I agree. It's like, it can make or break you, right?
Yeah.
You can feel it. Absolutely feel it. We all
feel it.
No one's immune to it.
Feel all of it. And I will speak to anyone. Our DMs are open to anyone who's going through that. But then the step 2, once you've felt it, is to take action. And I feel that some people, they hide at step 1 because they are scared to take action. Look,
this is a controversial take. I actually think sometimes people want to have something wrong with them.
Yeah, I agree.
You do.
You've said it. You've said it.
I think it becomes part of their identity.
I agree.
And they want, it's almost like a personality quirk. They want, the amount of people that are like, oh, I've been through trauma, you wouldn't understand. It's like, just stop.
Do you think they're trying to validate the reason why they didn't do something?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yes, exactly what I was going to say. Like, the reason I am this way is because of this. It's like, I know people. In fact, there's a guy I could, again, don't want to say name, but there's a guy I know and he had a really checkered past. Like, not his fault, you know, family members' deaths and drug addicts and whatever. And he's a great dude. Got a great job, 2 kids, wife, and he excels in life. You know, and you know, it's either this or that. You know, do you want to let it break you or make you? You know, and I don't mean to be disrespectful because some people are going through it. Great. No, not great. Fucking like great that you feel it and great that you're experiencing and great you're trying to get better. But the point I'm making is don't let it fucking define your every move from here now.
Take action.
Yeah.
I think it can be your biggest story. Like for me, I always think to myself, what is the most impressive underdog story that I can create from a scenario? Like we've said in a previous episode, I have multiple tumors on my liver. I have focal nodular hyperplasia, multiple of them, right? Multiple tumors on my liver. Like, there's so many things I can't do now. I've torn my patella tendon. I've got a double labral tear in my right shoulder. Fuck me. Like, there's so many things I cannot do. I'm still going to go on stage and compete. I've been talking about Ryan earlier on. I'm probably going to do a white collar boxing. Am I going to be the best boxer? No. Am I going to do it? Yes. Could I be the best bodybuilder that I can ever be? My potential was here. It's been capped. Am I not going to do it because of that? No, I'm going to fucking do it still because you got one life. And because all these bad things have happened to me, like, so what? I'm still going to do it. Still do the thing. Everyone's got a fucking sub story.
Yeah, everyone's got a thing. You're not unique.
Like,
you're not unique.
Do the thing. Like, be the best you can be.
No one's unique in that sense. We've all got problems. We're all working around shit, right?
Yeah, and the other thing on this topic, because I'm getting riled up now, is it's never fucking too late. I'm hearing this all the time from people now, especially from a lot of clients. Oh, but I'm 40. So it's too late for me.
Yeah, mad.
Like, you'd think it's too late for you to meet someone. It's too late for you to start training. It's too late for you to turn your life around. It's too late for you to fuck off addiction. It's too late for you to cut off your toxic circle of friends. It's too late for you to quit the job that you fucking hate. It's not fucking too late. No. It's too late if you fucking don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's say you have a fucking good innings. Let's say you make it to your...
That's a soundbite, that.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's say you make it to your 90, 100 years old. You know, is 40 old? Is it fuck? You're going to get to 60 and think, fuck, why didn't I fucking change when I had that thought? I actually had a client say the other day, not bad for a 40-year-old, as if it was some sort of like handicap being 40. I'm fucking 39.
Yeah.
I'm 39 and I'm still fucking able to be a national level bodybuilder. Yeah. Like, what do you mean not bad for a 40-year-old? Fucking, that's not a handicap. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
I hate people. I actually hate when people say I'm getting old now. Or they start justifying, I can't do this because I'm getting old. I think you just need to, I think you're covering up all the things you're not doing and just covering up a blanket and going, oh, it's because.
It's okay.
No, you're just making a fucking excuse. I bet if you locked in every single thing in your life, you'd excel.
Again, it's just hierarchy of priorities. People don't really want to and they need a reason why. The reason is you don't really want to.
Yeah, and
you don't want to and you're labeling it, I'm too old.
And the reason
you don't want to.
The reason why we can say this, mate, is because I deal with people and you deal with people who have everything against them and they fucking excel.
Absolutely.
They excel. And we also deal with people who have everything and like in contrast have got nowhere near the same like issues as these other people and all the blockades in their life. And they'll still say, I can't because.
Mate, that's a bit of a symptom of the Western world. We have it so easy over here. We're almost creating problems, right?
Yeah.
I think if you could trade in, you know, if somebody could have your problems and you had their problems, you know, as an average on the world, you'd, fuck me, you would take your problems in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, oh, my leg hurts or whatever, or fucking, oh, you know, I had an argument with the missus. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Most people, it's okay to be a bit tired. It's okay to fucking find things a bit hard. Like life is too short. Yeah. I've been to too many funerals over the last couple of years. And you know what? I'm going to say this on camera as well. I find funerals are one of the most motivating experiences you can feel as a human being. When you're stood in a funeral and it's someone you love and care about, you'll never feel such motivation in your life. I genuinely feel that. I will come out of a funeral and it's so like polarizing for me. Wow.
You might be the only person in the world that's ever said that.
Yeah. It's so motivating for me.
What?
Well, because you're in a moment where you're thinking, right, that person's story has finished, it's ended, it's done, it's never going to be retold again, ever. Right? They can't do anything about that now. Their story finishes right there. Right? What am I doing in my life? What am I whinging about? What am I complaining about? All the things I'm fucking weak at, all my excuses I make to myself. That person, if I could give that person a chance to do those and fix those things, they would do them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So like they've been incredibly motivating for me.
I think, no, I understand that. I understand that. I think we need to be grateful of the body that you've got. You know, there are people who literally can't walk. There are people who literally can't do these things, whether they're deceased or whether they just can't because of like an ailment or whatever. Yeah. And then you're complaining about these small things. Yeah. I think you need a bit of perspective.
Yeah, they do. They need a bit of perspective. Seriously. And I say that. I've said this to several clients. I'm like, that person's not been into enough funerals over the last couple of years.
It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call, like, fuck.
It is. Yeah. Someone needs to give you a sharp fucking poke from time to time and remind you, like, get out of your bubble.
Yeah, you know, like the good old days people talk about. These are the good old days. The days that are happening right now are the days that you'll look back on in the future and go, fuck. Yeah. Like, don't waste the here and now because tomorrow's not promised, right?
100%.
So, you know, thinking about, oh, I'll start when it's convenient, I'll start. Start. If there's something you want to do, fucking start. Stop wasting your time fucking doing bullshit or make excuses about bullshit. Make the most of the body you've got because there are people who cannot do anything.
if there's anything in your life that you're not happy with, you need to start taking action.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to take action, you need to ask for help of someone who is doing the thing and doing the thing well.
Absolutely.
Like, life is way, way, way too short. Way too short. If you're miserable, address it and then deal with it. And you know what? Like, the process of overcoming things that you used to find hard are probably one of the most rewarding things in life. It's not getting the thing, it's the journey of getting to the thing and overcoming it. And then realizing, wow, I spent all those years of my life thinking I'll never do that. And then you do it. And then you go, well, what else can't I do?
Absolutely, yeah.
Depression fizzles away. It fucking dissolves at that point. Like, we've been there. Like, you know, I'm not speaking from a place of anxiety, depression, mental health, all the rest of it. I've literally been there. I've been in that place where I just don't even want to be here. But you sit in that place and then you think, right, what do I need to do to change this? And it's no one else's responsibility. It's my responsibility. I need to fix this. This is not my parents' problem. This is not my friend's problem. This is not my partner's problem. This is my problem. And if I fix this, everything improves. And it improves for them as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think your situation as well, when you were going through all the things that you were going through, like, fucking hell, think about the contrast of your life now. Crazy. So
I'm glad everything happened. I used to spend so much time going, why me? Why did that happen? I am so grateful that all that bullshit happened. I'm so grateful. Nothing could be better now. Yeah.
Yep. It made you appreciate everything a whole lot more, right? There's something you said there.
You either win or you learn.
There's something you said. Yeah, absolutely. And some of the greatest lessons they come from like the mistakes and whatnot.
You don't often learn from winning.
It doesn't feel good. You know, like the things that like feel like shit or any experience you went through, you kind of want to avoid that. Like, it's like a survival instinct, isn't it?
Lean into the hard stuff. I'm going to get my head boxed off later, right? Yeah. You don't become a better boxer by not getting your head punched in.
Yeah, mate. You need to go through that shit and think, I don't want that to happen again.
100%.
Like, it's a basic survival instinct. If you go through these traumas, whether it's physical or mental, whatever, you don't want to feel that again, so you need to adapt to it. And that's it. There's something you said though that I want to touch on. You said if you don't know how to, speak to someone who does know how to, right? That just triggered something in me. I'm going to slightly segue away from the mental health side of things now.
Go.
Clients who fucking inquire with me, right? And they go, all right, mate, I really want to try coaching. I'm really interested, seeing your work, blah, 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 right? And then they'll go, I'm going to start in a couple of months. I'm going to do my own thing for a couple of months and then I come back. And I'm like, okay, number one, you've triggered me. So they put that to one side, right? But then I go, okay, cool. Couple of months go by and then they might get in touch again. If not, I'll message them. Hey, we still going or what? And 99.9% of the time, they are like, oh yeah, bro, didn't really go too well and sort of fucked it really. I'm like, fuck, because they basically play that whole hand at once. So I want to get bigger. I'm going to do my own thing before I get a coach. So they just go fucking all dials up to 10 fucking everywhere and then basically make themselves fat, make themselves injured, whatever it is. Or if they're dieting down, the exact opposite. Well, I want to get lean, right, okay, cut out carbs, loads of cardio, fucking whatever, you know, and they always fuck themselves. And then, so the person who inquired with me versus the person 2 months down the line, they're always worse off.
Yes.
Always fucking worse off.
Yes, I can agree.
So I think the message I want to say is like, strike while the iron's hot. You know, and if you've never been in shape before, there's probably a reason. There's a pattern emerging there. So why you think you can then just do it yourself, even though 10 years it didn't work? For 10 fucking years.
What is the number one commodity in life? It's time, right? So if you have a coach guiding you, you're saving time. Money is something you can make with time, but you can't make money without time, right? You can't make progress without time. If you are being guided by someone that knows what the fuck they're doing, you're saving time. So you're buying back time in your life. You can either train for 5 years and make 1 year's progress, or you can train for 1 year and make 5 years progress. Yeah.
How many people in your everyday life do you see in the gym that are respectfully, they're the same year on year?
There's people who I see every fucking day, right? And I literally look at them and I go, why are you in here wasting your time? And you know what? It's a shame because I can see you sweating. I can see you trying, but you're literally wasting your life. You might as well pick a new hobby because you're wasting money. You're wasting time. Your family are at home. You're at the gym. You're pissing around. You're not making any progress. You look exactly the same you did 5 years ago, except you're 5 years older now with more problems. Like if you'd have just,
yeah, I know. I guess the answer would be, is some people just do it for like, just to move. You know, like, just go for a bit of movement.
I can't get on board with that.
I agree.
I can't get on board with that.
Because my dad says this.
Right, if I'm going to learn how to play the piano, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to buy a piano, right? And I'm going to try and fucking learn myself. I'm going to watch a few YouTubers, going to buy a bit of music, and I'm going to learn a piano. And it's going to be shit. And I might, after a year, I might be able to do some basic stuff. If I'd had a piano teacher with me, I'd have done in a year's amount of work and I've done in a month.
Yeah. I
think, month.
Bro,
you've saved money, you've saved time, and now you're better.
When people say, oh, I'm not really looking to get better, I'm just sort of looking to, I think that's people self-soothing. I think people actually do want to get better. I say, my dad says it. Bearing in mind, my dad's fucking 62, right? So no, he doesn't want to be a bodybuilder. Cool. But he wants to improve. I said, because he keeps saying to me, yeah, because I don't want to be better. No, I don't want to.
No, but
I say, Dad, do you want to be stronger? And would you like to be better in an ideal world? And he's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, so you do.
Yeah.
You're just not willing to like divert your life too much.
I would argue that the vast majority of people, whether they realize it or not, who are going to the gym and are doing the normal movements on the machines and on free weights, what are they all? The vast majority of them are bodybuilding movements.
Yeah.
Right? The vast majority of people are going to the gym because they want to lose a bit of fat and they want to increase a little bit of lean muscle tissue and they want to increase their output, right? Isn't that bodybuilding? We're just at a slightly more extreme end of a spectrum, but the fundamentals of what we're doing are exactly that. So we are like the experts of the extreme end of a spectrum. So every single thing that you're doing, we can optimize and make it better.
Yeah.
I know you don't want the extreme outcome that we're living, but I can take everything in your life and make it better and you can get there faster.
Yeah, fucking right.
So why would you not want that? You don't want to be a competitive bodybuilder, no problem, but you want to be lean, you want to look good on your wedding, you want to be fit and healthy for your kids, and you want to do this for the next 20 years, right? Let me show you how to do that in 12 weeks.
Absolutely, mate. You want fast results. I get it. You don't want to be a bodybuilder, but you want fast results, and you want the time spent to be fucking worthwhile.
Well, everyone wants everything now.
Of course they do.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah. So when they say it is a smokescreen, I don't really want to be, but yes, you do. Yes, you fucking do.
I think it's usually they either don't really want it that bad or it's a financial thing. They either can't afford it or they're saying, oh, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking.
Which is going to lead us on to.
Yeah, another trigger warning when people,
Go on, Sunday.
If you haven't got look, if you haven't got enough money, why the fuck are you inquiring? Like, I get it. I just want to test the water. And no, I'm sorry. You have to be in a position. You have to be in a financial position that you're able to commit.
Yeah.
Then go for it. Yeah. Because you do understand, I'm going to like stick up for us poor coaches, like play the violin. This is our livelihood. And it's very fucking frustrating when you get 5 people inquire with you and, I can't really afford it. You're wasting our time.
Our experience level, what we deliver, our results that we have, the credentials that we have, we are undercharging compared to other coaches that are not delivering the same results.
100%.
That have been yes-manned by some business mentor that are going to take your money and you're not going to get the same result. They're charging more.
Hey, listen.
I encourage you guys to go out there and do the due diligence and ask. But what pisses me off is if you're going to buy a car, you go to a car garage and you've got absolutely no money in a bank. Why
you're a tire kicker?
Why are you going to a car salesman and going, unless you just want to test drive a car? Like, what are you getting from that?
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
Yeah, you're right. In another context, it wouldn't make sense, would it?
It doesn't make sense, does it?
You would expect the salesman to be pissed off at you.
Yeah.
If you went there with no intention to do it.
Yeah.
I'll come back in 6 months when I'm ready.
Yeah. Remember as well that
fucking hell.
you guys, you're going to part with something that's yours. So some money, right? And in exchange, you're asking us to give you a piece of our passion, a piece of our knowledge, a piece of our time, a piece of our experience and our results. And the way we deliver this is we are all in. So if you're asking us to be all in, we need you to be serious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Most people aren't. They're not.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. A lot of people aren't, but a lot of people are paying coaches, right? They're not serious at all. And a lot of you fucking watching this, you're paying £250 a month for a text a week. That's what you're paying.
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
So think about what you're fucking doing. You're being sold by sort of like clever marketing maybe, oh, well, my friend's with him and my friend's with that girl. And like, just think about what you're doing. If you're not that serious, then fucking, I don't know, be serious about what you do. I think that applies to anything in life.
Also,
do stuff with conviction.
If you say you want something and you don't do the things required to achieve the thing, you need to release yourself of the desire to want the thing. Because you're only frustrating yourself and you're only wasting your time with the person who's trying to help you.
How many of those have we fucking had, mate?
So many.
Yeah, like they start with you, tell they want it bad.
So many.
Oh, but but.
But that's and I don't know if you do this, but I have a pre-training questionnaire and I ask all my clients at the beginning on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you? How motivated are you to commit to change now? And in 3 weeks, when I'm taking on this, I'm just going to highlight, circle, and send it back to you. There's a fucking receipt. And the reason why I do that, and I'll tell you this now, is because you also want accountability.
Yeah.
You don't want someone to go, oh, it's okay, I'll just take your money. No, I'm going to hold you accountable. And if you don't like that, well, no worries. Coaching isn't for you.
Hey, I love that. I'll show you the receipt. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of times that people say that they want it so bad, or in fact, so they've been doing it a certain way for 5 years and it didn't work, but then they'll revert back to it and you're like, well, but motherfucker, like think.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah.
It's all there. You came to me, you want something new, here it is.
Yeah.
All we
want is just effort.
How about overweight people? Notice I'm being politically correct there. Overweight people, you give them a diet plan and they go, I can't eat all that, it's too much.
I actually had that this week.
Yep. Well, can you elaborate, please? Be careful.
So I had a guy who was nearly 150 kilos.
Yeah.
I sent him his plan through. And he said to me, that's way too much food. I'm not going to be able to eat all that.
How many calories was it? Do you know, roughly?
3,600.
Yeah, that's not too much for 150 kilos.
Okay. So anyway, I get a text a couple of days ago, sent it to you.
Yep.
I'm absolutely starving.
There's no way I can eat it.
There's no way I can eat all that.
2 days later, 3 days later?
Yeah.
It's almost as if you've done it before, mate.
I literally circled the message, sent it back to him. I was like,
what happened here then, bro?
What happened here?
Yeah. It's funny how you say
followed by no check-in. I've got things going on. So not only is it like they've already made the assumption that they can't do the thing.
Yeah.
And then they're feeding back to you, but they're not feeding back to you in a way where you need all the information. But that's a red.
That's a red.
Yeah.
That's a red.
That's a red.
I actually had someone the same body weight, funny enough. And he's like, I've just been skipping some of the meals. It's just too much for me to eat. And I'm like, look, bro, it's not my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen. I can see the fucking future before you can, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You will be fucking starving and you will start cheating.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we put food high-ish, relative to the persons, is because we're trying to keep them satiated, right?
Yeah.
The more
if you nosedive someone, they're going to drop weight and then they're going to derail.
Exactly. The more hungry you are, the more likely it is you're going to cheat.
We're going to start we keep your food.
Yeah, we keep your food high.
The lowest amount of output. We're going to put you on that, and then we're going to assess and see what happens to your body.
Yep.
And this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter if you're a super advanced bodybuilder, if this is a lifestyle client, you've never been to the gym before. We're going to start on high food, low output. And then week by week, we're going to tweak and adjust, tweak and adjust as and when it's needed.
Again, it's playing the hand too soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I want results yesterday, so here's my fucking hand.
Because these clients will always do, I've done this fasting, I've done a carnivore diet, I did a water fast, ate nothing for 3 days. All these extreme measures are going to take you right back to where you were. You just need to do the normal diet, the normal meals spread across 3 to 4 hours, and slowly adjust.
Hey, listen. Imagine being 150 kilos and looking at someone square in the face and saying, I don't eat much. I don't know how I got here. That's too much food. 3,500 calories. Yeah. Imagine keeping a straight face doing that.
Your body is the receipt. Your body is the receipt.
Yes.
Your body is the receipt. I can see
you're eating more, bro.
Yeah.
I can fucking see it.
And like, there are people with slightly slower metabolisms. There are people who, the thyroid, all the rest of it. But we're talking like small, tiny percents of which even people with, I know people who are diabetic, who have underactive thyroids, who have PCOS and endometriosis, who are fucking peeled single-digit body fat and lean.
Listen, no one's saying it's not a challenge. No one's saying it's not a challenge.
Some people have it easier than some people have it easier and harder than others, but it doesn't matter what everyone else has. You have your body. It's your responsibility to be better. So follow the coach's advice, feedback to us, communicate, let us make the adjustments. And as soon as you start doing that, it doesn't matter, you could be a complete stranger within a month. If you're honest, we will have it nailed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get you to a point where we have it nailed, and then the rest of the coaching process is just progress.
Listen, right? It's not about shaming someone who's overweight. Fucking it happens.
We want you to come to us.
Listen, it's about being honest. I need you to be fucking honest because look, if I went into a dentist with rotten teeth and they said, you've been cleaning your teeth, I'd say, yeah. What the fuck? Come on.
Yeah.
Be honest. Yeah. You are eating too much food and that's okay. Yeah. We've addressed the problem. Now let's act on it.
Yeah, let's just take action.
As opposed to, you feeding this bullshit. And I'm sorry, I wasn't born yesterday. Yeah. If you tell me you're not eating that much food, you fucking are, mate.
It's the same as if
like,
you're in...
I'm sorry.
It's the same as someone who's in fucking massive debt. Their outgoings are more than their incoming.
I barely spend. I barely spend.
Let's have a look at your... Print off your fucking bank statements for the last 3 months then. Oh, no worries. More's going out than what's going in.
Listen, your body's not lying. Like, if your metabolism's slow, we'll fucking deal with that. That's the card you've been dealt, so fucking accept it.
We only get pissed off when
people
just lie and deny it. Our job is to help you. Believe it or not, we actually want you to win because not only does it look good on us, we get a fucking amazing transformation, all the rest of it, but we actually do this because we love it. Same reason why we're doing this podcast. We actually want to help you. We want to put a positive message out there. We want nothing more than you to fucking win at life because that makes me feel good, makes Ryan feel good. And that's what we're here to do. Just be honest. I don't care what ability you're at, whether you're fucking super advanced, you've never been to the gym in your life before and you're 70 years old. If you want to improve, we're here for it.
Come one, come all. It's not about just bodybuilders. It's about people who want to improve, but you have to be honest with yourself first. One of the first steps, right? One of the first steps, admitting that there is a problem.
100%.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, next subject. Not steroids, but the most fucking recent one, peptides.
Peptides.
You fucking suck them off.
I love peptides, bro.
And I don't.
Peptides,
okay,
bro.
so on that note, right? On that note.
We're going to do this.
Are you sure you want to fucking do this?
I'm going to have to.
Right. For those that don't know,
I'm going to have to.
For those that don't know, me and James recently, we did a blind test of steroids, okay? So James was given one steroid out of a potential 4, wasn't it?
4.
And he had to tell me which one it was. He was already on test, and then there was a choice of 3 or 4.
One of 4 over anabolics.
So he was already on test, so he wasn't like completely off. And then I gave him one blind and said, use that at a specific dosage, and you have to tell me which one it is, because he said he could feel the steroids. And I told him, bullshit. Anyway, turns out...
I said it was definitely not MPP.
And it was MPP.
And it was MPP.
So my proposal to you for someone who fucking reach arounds fucking peptides...
Love peptides, bro.
Can you blind test peptides with me? Should we do a test?
We're going to have to, because if I don't, that's a bitch move. And like... We're going to have to.
Okay. So there'll be different peptides, right? There'll be different peptides. Like one gives you energy, one better recovery, one this, one that. And okay, I'm going to take them all out and I'm going to give you one that you do not know what it is.
And you're going to go, what is it?
And you use that for 2 or 3 weeks and you tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Now, if they're as good as you think they are.
They should know.
This should be easy, right?
Right.
So how confident are you on that?
I'm not confident on this one.
But I thought they were really good.
They are good.
So tell me how there's a disconnect.
Can you see what he's doing there? He's leading me down. He's leading me. He's leading me down the path.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection.
He's oiled me up. Right?
Listen.
Right.
Do you not see the disconnect?
So
they're really good.
Right.
I also don't know if I'm going to tell.
Yeah.
Do you see the contradiction, my friend?
I understand where you're coming from.
Understand better.
Right. So
understand better.
My argument would be. There's a lot of things going on here. They are subtle, but I do think they make a difference.
Ooh.
Like the subtle, yeah.
Ooh.
I think as well. I think partially a reason why my blood work may have been better is that was also part of a stack where it wasn't. May have been. These are all very like soft around the edges, no like hard. I know. Yeah.
Always give yourself an exit strategy. Always.
I can't tell. When I use Moxie, I definitely feel like I have more energy. When I use BPC, when I use a Clo blend, my beard got thicker. My skin got better. My nails grew faster. Was I using growth hormone at the time as well? Yeah. Was my diet good? Yeah. Was I hydrated? Yeah.
Who believes him?
Yeah. Yeah. Blood work's good. All the things that are right are there, but I agree. The argument against it would be, right, well, if none of those things were in and we did everything else.
Yes.
And you just said, you're taking this and it's completely dud. You would have the placebo effect of going, this thing is good. So if you have someone in a position of trust, power, or respect, go, I have this thing, and you blindly trust and respect them, and it's going to increase your recovery, it's going to reduce inflammation, and it's going to help with your recovery. We know the placebo effects. There's going to actually be a genuine increase. There will be.
And you realize that you do that. So you will be on your thing going, guys, this is this, and it does this, and it's amazing. So, and you're a man that these people who are watching your story respect. And you're obviously, look at the way you look, look at your results. It's all there. It's all there. So you say it, so now you've got authority. So now people will use it, and it's a done deal.
Yeah.
It's a done deal because James Underwood said this is going to give me more energy, regardless of how it actually makes them feel. They're going to say, James, I got more fucking energy. I was able to fucking...
I think as well. I think there's some things that are definitely more impactful than others. So, for example, I've used a peptide called Selank, which helps calm your mind, reduce anxiety. Now, this is a good argument because you could be like, right, I'm taking this thing and now I feel calmer and more and less anxious, whatever. But I take that before bed, and this is it, right? This is the test. Obviously, I track a Whoop. That's gay as well, isn't it? That's if you got a Whoop, you're
said
gay.
it for me, mate. You said it for me.
That's gay as well.
Cool. Yes, it is. Yes,
I fucking love my Whoop. Anyway,
even go.
Anyway, when I was using Selank, my recovery and my sleep was improved, and it did correlate to the time, specifically when I was taking it and when I wasn't taking it, which made me think, okay, this is making a small difference. Do we have definitive? The thing is, and the reason why Ryan will ride this horse, and he will, and I understand why is because he has a valid point too, is because at the moment we have actually no clinical human data going, this does this, this does this, this does this, in a funded study, and we probably won't because of the FDA not approving a lot of these peptides. But I do feel that make a difference, and I get it.
Yeah,
and I get it. But the argument again
feelings would be and facts.
And the thing is, Ryan's going to champion this, and I do agree with him. You have to offset the cost, right? If you're hydrated, you're going to have good skin. If you are not taking stimulants before bed, you're going to sleep better. If you're eating well and you're eating lots of fiber and you're using a lot of vegetables and you're satiated and you're improving your body composition, all your health markers are going to improve, your skin's going to be better, all the rest of it, your sleep's going to improve. And I get it. What peptides allow people to feel like they're doing is it feels like they're kind of hacking their way a little bit, and it's giving them a small unfair advantage. Now, do I think it makes a huge advantage? No. I think it would make a greater advantage in someone who has damaged their body. I think most peptides essentially are either reducing inflammation or optimizing something that's not quite working right. So if you're a 20-year-old and you take peptides, you're probably not going to notice much. Whereas if you're 45 years old and you've had a lot of health issues and you're correcting those and you put peptides in, I think you're going to notice more of a difference.
I don't even disagree. I don't. I think we actually are on the same page. The only thing that's different about us is that we're at a different
extent. But we're probably at the same extent with PEDs.
No, you think that you feel it more. You even migrated back to it recently.
I have a little bit. Yeah.
Even though we did that test.
Well, because I would say, for example, equipoise would increase vascularity a tiny little bit, and your argument would be, well, no, it's just because you're leaner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
couldn't. I'm not taking any equipoise. I know. Where's the equipoise?
I know. But my argument would be, if we put it in, it'd be even more. It'd be like looking like dick skin.
It's so annoying. No, you and I.
But this is the other thing I want you guys to understand is that the information we're putting forward as this podcast is so transparent, because it'd be very boring for you guys if me and Ryan just sat here and we just fucking agreed with each other.
Hey, listen, you're one of my closest friends, and actually, I love that we have a different viewpoint. It's not.
There's a lot of things we agree on. There's a lot of things we're very similar on, but there's a lot of things I'm like, no.
This
peptides, yes. Peptides, no.
And, okay, so I need to make the statement. Peptides, I believe they do something. I'm not saying they're bunk. I'm not saying that. I am saying the extent at which they are effective is so small that when people go, I've done this, that, and the other, I do not agree.
Yeah.
I do not agree. So you and I are on the same thing. You're just further along the spectrum.
Yeah. I also think, yes. I also think as well that I think a lot of the people that are trying to biohack themselves with peptides probably just need to address their lifestyle first.
Fucking nailed it.
Right?
Fucking nailed it. Just lock in a bit more.
So my argument for me would be, I can notice these small percent differences because I feel that most of the other things I do obsess about. I do obsess about what I eat. I do obsess about my hydration. I do obsess about my sleep and my recovery. I do track my heart rate. Okay, all these things, yeah? So when I put these peptides in, I feel the difference a little bit more because I feel I'm more in tune with it. Whereas someone who is living a poor lifestyle and putting peptides in, it's like a little drop in the ocean of you've optimized something, but fucking hell, like everything else is wrong. Like you can reduce inflammation by taking BPC 157, but if your diet's shit and you've got loads of inflammation going on and you're not looking after yourself, then what's it going to do?
I've got a great anecdote. I don't know if it's great. I've got an anecdote. Let's not call it great. Me and you hurt our tricep doing the same movement on the same day. Yeah. Yep. We both hurt ourselves to a similar extent where we couldn't lift, a
pretty
certain
bad,
way.
Right?
It was very similar, our injury,
Yeah.
You've been using peptides, and I was, but then stopped.
For 6 months.
Yeah. 6 months later, whose recovery is better?
It's about the same. We're probably about the same.
And I've used minimum.
Yeah, because
I've used a quarter of what you've used in terms of peptides.
And I did the skull crushers.
I put, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I pulled out peptides 10 weeks ago, done nothing.
Yeah.
And our recovery is the same.
Yeah.
Now, it ain't proof. It ain't proof, but it's something.
The only proof would be if you took two identical twins or two people who had the exact same injury in a laboratory setting, you DEXA scanned them, you took blood tests, all the rest of it, and you could see a marked improvement in a person using peptides and a person who wasn't.
Do you know what, though?
That's the only reason. But that's never going to happen.
No, but do you know what? Okay.
It's not going to happen.
People are not as in tune with their bodies they think they are. So this might be a controversial take, but for example, right?
This one? This one's for Rick Howarth, the muscle scraper who's got the human upgrade hub. Rick's a really good fan of his in-body scan. And I would say it's nowhere near as accurate as a DEXA scan.
Oh, I agree. DEXA's better, for sure.
So anyone who's sucking off in-body scans, it's bullshit.
I don't know enough about it, but I know that DEXA would be more of a gold standard than, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to comment.
Because I've had people jumping on it saying they're like 3% body fat. And
I'm
like, motherfucker, I've seen someone in 3% body fat, like maybe in a picture on a wall once.
3% body fat, you would have walnut glutes. You'd be absolutely shredded.
If they're dehydrated or whatnot, or depending on time of day it is, it can fluctuate massively. Whereas I feel DEXA is fairly accurate.
Yeah, it's okay. So no, but my statement is people are not as in tune with their bodies as they think they are. They absolutely are convinced that they are. But I'm saying you're not. No. Right. So if you get your bloods taken and your liver markers are slightly elevated or they're normal, you don't know the difference. But people make out as if, well, I took Salank. I know it doesn't do that. I took Salank and it's, now my liver marker's better and I can really feel. Bollocks. You cannot fucking feel it. Live in the real world, mate. Live in the real world. So do peptides make a notable change on blood work? I can agree. Probably yes. Do you feel it day to day? No.
I feel like why a lot of the bodybuilding community in particular have jumped on it is a lot of the guys who are taking higher amounts of gear will argue that the peptides have basically allowed us to push a bit harder because it's improving our blood work.
Do you know what it is?
Go on.
People make money from it.
But there's that too.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to tread on toes and I don't mean to like fucking shit on it, but that's why. You get big name bodybuilders and influential people saying X, Y, Z, and guess what? All the fucking minions are like, oh, X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. You don't feel these minor changes. You disagree, and that's cool. But okay, so when are we doing this? Blind test.
When do you want to do it?
I'm up for doing it now. Not now. Like on camera.
So we can talk about it on the next pod.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So what?
So I'll come to you. You show me what is the potential to use.
Okay.
And then we'll do it.
So we'll start the next episode and we'll introduce it with the thing.
There you go. Next episode, you're gonna have James going, sorry, I got it wrong again. He's gonna. But the thing is, he got the steroid thing wrong, and he's migrated back to his old train of thought anyway.
It's not as straightforward as that.
It is. You can't feel the minor changes. It doesn't make a visual change enough for it to be significant. So for example, whether you're 10 or 15% body fat, that is a significant change.
Yeah.
Okay? Whether you're on EQ or Primo.
No, I agree.
Bollocks.
No, I agree.
Bollocks.
I agree.
There is, you can definitely tell it's a Primo physique.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, so Master on a Primo, yeah? Doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, but if you're lean or not lean, matters.
It doesn't matter.
Let's talk about the shit that matters.
Yeah.
If you lift hard or you don't lift hard, that matters. If you sleep well or don't sleep well, that matters. If you're hydrated or not hydrated, that matters. So, Primo or Master on, get to fuck.
What about this one then?
Get to stepping.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's I get your angle, but you're at the extreme end of that angle. Let's say, right, you're 2 weeks out, yeah?
Okay.
You're low body fat. You're all pretty much fat free.
Yep.
Yeah. You're at that point. Your glutes are in. You're happy. Ryan's happy. His glutes are in. Right. Now we put Winstrol in.
Okay.
Do you not think the look changes?
Nope.
Oh, the look changes, man. He's drier. He's crispier. He's harder.
Do you know how you get drier?
Muscular. You get leaner. The look definitely changes, and every fucking bodybuilder out there
you're gonna say
screaming at the screen, it does,
you're gonna say on camera, it definitely changes. You're gonna die on that hill, definitely.
I would say if you are fat free and you're in condition and you put Winstrol in and it wasn't previously in, I think the look changes.
To no significant degree.
Guys, we want to hear your opinions in the comments.
People fucking love talking about this. And they're like, it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
They will. They're going to be Team James on this one.
Wrong. You're all wrong.
Yeah. But I do champion Ryan's point because at the end of the day, Ryan's point is, he is right as well. Ultimately, it is about body fat as well. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And it's safer to do it like that. It's cheaper to do it like that.
If you're not on any DHT and you add a DHT in, do you notice a slight difference after a few weeks? Probably slightly.
So you do notice a difference.
Okay.
So that was a yes. So a bit like my soft corners of the peptides, that you do feel a difference. So he's just green lighted that one. So you do so you put the DHT in, that was a yes.
Hold on.
That wasn't a no.
Hold on. I wouldn't even say it's a definite yes. I would say it's a probably yes. But let me finish.
Go on.
It's usually because people are already on test, mast, tren.
Yeah.
And then they go, I'll add Winstrol in to get that final look. Yes. I don't believe that it makes a notable difference at that point when Primo is already in as the DHT.
Or Mastron.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
Whichever your DHT is.
Yeah.
Because Anavar and Winstrol are DHTs, right? And they're going to harden you.
So I don't believe your argument would be that they would notice the difference if they put a DHT in.
Correct.
And it wasn't
it's like this. It's like this. When you're on testosterone and then you add creatine, is that going to improve your performance? My argument is no. It pales in comparison. Testosterone is the fucking meat and potatoes. Creatine is like a fucking grain of salt on top. Like, come on.
I agree.
It's a drop in the ocean.
I agree with that.
And Winstrol, when you're already on all that and you're already like fucking 5% body fat, whatever it is, Winstrol, if you do it or don't do it, it won't be the deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker.
And I'll die on that hill. Okay. I will die on that hill.
But he did say it will make a small difference.
If you're not on a DHT, it might. Not even definitely. But if you're already on 3 or 4 different compounds and then you add that in and you're already lean as fuck.
And you're fat free.
Not notable. You could take 2 photos and go, which one's on Winstrol? Flip a coin, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
Oh,
so it's a yes and a no.
Can I go on that, all right?
Yeah.
I have that.
So anyway, same as peptides, really.
So I'm looking forward to doing this, mate. I'm doing diet hacks to make one's life easier.
Oh, these are some free bits of advice that you guys can take away with you to instantly make your life easier when you're dieting. Number one, you go first. You need to increase your fiber or vegetable intake in your meals straight away. Don't take the piss with it, but most people when they're dieting and they're coming down in body weight, there's a number of reasons why this happens, but you will notice your digestion slows down.
Yep.
You will notice that your body is holding on to everything in your intestines for longer. It's trying to suck the fucking nutrients out of it. And a lot of people get constipated on prep or in a diet. Totally normal. And anyone who's using a GLP-1 is going to be really fucking constipated. You need to start increasing your fiber intake, vegetable intake into your diet.
And 2 other things on top of that is volumizing your meals. So there's more volume in your food. Therefore, it's going to be, keep you satiated for longer.
Yep.
And also fiber slows down digestion.
Yep. So
we're going to have, you're going to physically feel like you've got food in you as opposed to it just in, out, right? Okay. First one. So number 2, and you do this one as well. This one's a fucking fantastic one. And I think it goes back to when we were like hunter-gatherers, right? We didn't always just eat constantly. We weren't just eating always throughout the day. We were fasting. And I'm not saying, oh, you need to intermittent fast. What I'm saying is pushing your meals back, okay? I don't have my first meal. Both of us haven't eaten, I don't believe. I've not eaten yet. I'm not going to have my first meal till midday. We're now 10:53. And what this enables me to do is when I'm in a fasted state, I feel like I'm way more productive. And then also the second part of it is I have more meals later in the day. And when is it most people binge?
Late at night.
So if you've got more food late at night, it prevents you from binging because you've actually got food to eat.
I agree.
So do you have any more on that?
I agree. Totally. The other thing as well is like, I'm obviously performance, biohacking, all the rest of it. I'm big on that. Like for me, I think most of you guys, if you get up in the morning and you want to start the day by attacking the most important or hardest tasks of the day first. So on your to-do list of shit that you need to get done in a day, you should start with the things that are the hardest or the things you've been putting off for longest. Yeah. So do those first. Do that in a fasted state with a strong black coffee and it's going to get done and it's going to get done well. And also all the things you've been procrastinating and get them done right at the start of the day, because the second you start eating, insulin is naturally secreted in your body. And the higher the insulin goes, the more tired, the more sedentary. That
100%.
afternoon slump hits you. And the reason why that hits you, it's not an afternoon slump. In most instances, it's just you've now accumulated enough food by 2-3 o'clock and the caffeine's starting to wear off. You're starting to feel the afternoon slump and your productivity is reduced. Yep. So get up early in the fucking morning, have your black coffee, don't eat, fast, do all the shit, do all the emails, do all the texts, get all that done, and then start your meals.
Totally agree, man. Well said. I think one of the other things as well is I almost like to view it as a reward as well. Yeah. If I work really hard, then I get to actually enjoy my meal later. It's almost like also work, reward. That's what it feels like.
Also, like,
it's great.
Like you're in a rest and digest state because you're less stressed. Rather than fucking, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. I've got all these things to fucking remember. And you're trying to eat your meal, your body doesn't really do that well. So people with digestive issues, IBS, all the rest of it, if you're eating foods in a high stress state, like caffeine, all the rest of it, it's not going to digest very well. Yep. Like have a Monster and eat your food. It's probably not going to sit well on your stomach. Like fasted state, do all your work, then eat later on.
Yep. And it does. It feels like a little reward. No, mate, it's a fucking banging point. That's one of the most transformative things I've done in dieting. Since I've done that, it's just made it so easy.
Yeah, to be more effective.
I think off camera you said about a third one.
I did, yeah.
A third one. What's the other diet hack?
Once you've eaten all your meals for the day, brush your teeth. Toothpaste, brush your teeth. 2 reasons. Number 1, anything you eat after that's going to taste like shit. Number 2 is actually psychological input. Your brain will associate the day is finished, food is finished, and you're going to bed soon.
Yeah.
Like you've literally programmed your mind since being a baby that when you brush your teeth, there is no more food coming. Yeah. Psychologically, you are now telling yourself there's no more food coming. You're not thinking about it. Brush your teeth, go to bed.
Yeah, I love that one. Love that one.
It's effective.
Yeah. So it's going to taste like shit and it's going to feel like it's done.
Things that I think make it worse, chewing gum.
Chewing gum, really? Oh, okay.
Makes dieting worse because you're telling your body food is coming. So it starts releasing stomach acids, starts increasing digestion, and it will actually encourage a bowel movement. So if you're constipated, you chew gum, you'll actually find it's easier to do a poo because you're tricking your body into going, food's coming, food's coming, food's coming.
The digestive enzymes are released in your stomach.
Your stomach's starting to release acid. So chewing gum will actually make it harder for you when you're dieting.
I got another good one. And it's not even diet, I guess you could say it is, but it's just drink more.
Drink more.
You know, a lot of people are hungry, but actually, if you like go and neck a fucking liter of even like sugar-free squash, neck a liter of sugar-free squash, it fills you up. Yeah, 100%. It almost ruins the next meal because you're like,
if you're someone who drinks 1 or 2 liters a day and you're hungry all the time, go to 3 or 4 liters, go to 4 or 5 liters. Guarantee you, your life's easier. Not just that, every single benefit of being overly hydrated. If you're interested in your health, your kidneys are now better. Like if you're interested in the way you look, your skin and your hair is now better. If you're interested in your performance, you now can concentrate better for longer.
Cognitive function.
Like, it's fucking water. All the things we've just told you cost you fuck all money. It's very cheap. It's very effective. It'll improve your life.
There is one drawback.
Peeing all the time.
Yes, mate. I fucking hell, it disrupts sleep. So I would recommend
getting all your water in before.
Get your water in before like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Let's say you go to bed at like 11, 12. I don't know whatever time.
Put it off at 6:30.
Yeah, and then you'll be pissing until you go to bed, and then hopefully you can make it for the night. Although you probably won't, because I think that's an age thing. The older I've got, the more I piss for the night. Twice a night sometimes.
Yeah.
How many are you?
Yeah, once or twice.
I try. Do you do this?
Once I've woken up, I'm more likely to wake up again.
Do you do this? I don't put any lights on. And I try and keep my eyes more closed because I try not to make myself too awake. And then I end up pissing on the seat and shit. No, but I literally stand, I hold onto the wall and I'm like, but literally I do. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. And then in the morning I've got...
Yeah, you've totally missed the target.
But yeah, those are some really good diet tips that I think will help out anyone watching. Guys, if you made it this far, thank you. If you could please like and subscribe. This is a new channel. We're trying to grow it and it helps us. And thank you very much for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time. Thumbnail time.